Hello friends, my name is Dr. Huma Hassan and today I would be highlighting on very important part that how you should start your civil services sociology optional journey. Now, one of the major mistakes which aspirants are doing, what they are doing, that they are selecting this optional and after selecting this optional, they are straight away going to see the syllabus and to see the question papers. Okay? Little understanding you people know that you people have not studied sociology. And sociology is a very critical discipline that will not going to give you any clarity by watching some videos on YouTube. By seeing them, you will only going to have superficial knowledge. Why do we have optional discipline? क्यों यूपीएससी ने ये ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट रखा है? It is only because so that we can have in-depth clarity over that subject, not superficial understanding. You cannot do rote learning in your optional. Yes, I know that the easiest discipline for optional one can have, it is anthropology, it is sociology, it is philosophy or social science. I mean, and then it is very subjective. I will not say again. For me, maybe it is very easy. For someone, maybe it is difficult. But yes, it is highly overlapping. Okay, so most of the optionals are overlapping with your GS. ऐसा नहीं है कि उसका कोई रेलेवेंस आपका नहीं मिलेगा. मैथमेटिक्स का अपना एक रेलेवेंस है सीसैट पे. ओके, इकोनॉमिक्स का अपना एक रेलेवेंस है. बट ऑप्शनल्स आप जो भी चूज करो उसमें आपको इन डेप्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए. दैट इज माय लाइक पार्ट. नाउ एक जो मिस्टेक है जिसपे मैं आज हाईलाइट करना चाहती हूँ कि आप लोग डायरेक्टली पीवाईक्यूज देखते हो और उससे आप लोगों को आप लोग कुछ एजम्पशंस बिल्डअप कर लेते हो. सोशियोलॉजी एक थ्योरेटिकल डिसिप्लिन होने के साथ साथ एक अप्लाइड डिसिप्लिन भी है. जो भी थ्योरीज आप पढ़ते हो उन थ्योरीज को आपको अप्लाई करके समझना पड़ता है कंटेम्प्रेरी सोसाइटी को. ओके, फॉर इंस्टेंस अगर मैं आप लोगों के साथ ये 2025 का पेपर डिस्कस करूं, ओके, सो यू विल सी दैट हाउ द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो यूपीएससी ने 2025 में पूछा था वो ये पूछा था व्हाट इज कॉमन सेंस. ओके, अब कॉमन सेंस के बारे में आप लोगों को जनरल भी पता था विदाउट इवन ज्वाइनिंग एनी सोशियोलॉजी क्लासेस और विदाउट रीडिंग फॉर सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शनल. But that doesn't mean that you are going to write in a general manner the common sense. You need to explain common sense, keeping in this view that you are writing your mains. You need to write a unique answer in it. Yes, definitely common sense refers to routine knowledge. But is this way you need to articulate? Always remember that UPSC is not merely testing your knowledge. They're evaluating you that how you are organizing that knowledge in a coherent manner, how you are making a logical flow in your answers while writing, how you are conveying and how you are increasing readability in your answers. So if I have to teach you common sense, yes, I will explain you theoretically. I would tell you that what Alfred Schultz is arguing on common sense, what Harold Garfinkel is arguing on this, what Goffman is arguing on this. How do we have got common sense? When did we develop your critical thinking? To explain that, I will give you a lot of knowledge, lot of lectures, but that not you are going to write in your answers. So you need to show that common sense knowledge has been created by humans in order to have their survival and adaptations. We have created laws so that we can live in a group. Common sense is a routine knowledge which can be correct, which can also be incorrect. For instance, to live in a social group, we have created certain institutions, rules, regulation, which is discriminatory in practices towards certain gender or towards female. For example, patriarchy. Now, patriarchy or those rules is not correct. It's not scientific, right? So, but we would see that society has created it out of their common sense traditional knowledge. and it is moving from one generation to next generation. So how you are explaining, that is very important. Now, next they are asking, how are common knowledge and sociology related to each other? And here you need to explain. That means you need to give clarity. Okay? So now just reading this, you might just reading this, like, after selecting your optional and reading the syllabus, and you are going to read this PYQ, so you might create some, assumptions in your head that, okay, this is what we are supposed to write. Okay, it seems easy. And then you might see some lectures on YouTube or, on media about it. But it is not that easy. You need to have in-depth content and you need to articulate yourself on it. Okay. Similarly, you will see there is a question. What is the relationship between the similarities and differences between sociology and history in terms of their area of study and methodology? Discuss. Now, even before, I would say, when I teach to my students sociology or even the NCRTs of sociology, first of all, I teach skills to my students, that how to debunk, how to decode these questions. And it is becoming very challenging for me as a faculty to explain the teacher, students, definitely, that how you people have to focus on writing skills. And to write, you need to know how to read the question first. So in my first classes only, in my orientation classes only, I bring my 2025 ka question paper, and while explaining the directives, while explaining the concept, the way I have explained the common sense to you, I would be reflecting on all the theories. For example, here in this particular question, it is very critical one. Okay, so what it is asking? See here, they are asking you discuss. Okay, so I would say, okay, yes, I have made a question here only. So here, okay, let me just make fresh. So they are asking discuss. So discuss means the framework of your question has to be multiple points. Okay, there will be multiple dimensions in your answers. On what ground? So you will see they are asking you relationship. Okay, now in what context particularly they are asking? Similarities and differences. Okay, so one is area of study between history and sociology. Okay, so here you will talk about similarities and differences in area of study. And then they are asking again relationship between methodology. Okay, differences and similarities. So here you need to use multiple points, and to demonstrate multiple points, the best is to use flow charts. This explanation I would be giving in my initial classes, and then I would be discussing entire sociology paper with you while discussing 2025 paper. So that when I would be starting your NCRTs, when I would be explaining your complete syllabus, you will have complete focus on important segments. Okay, so as I am repeating it again and again, your strategy is more important. Everyone is working hard. Everyone might get chance, right? If you are reading properly, if you are clearing your prelims, okay, you will get a chance to write your mains, but not everyone is going to be selected, right? So I would say that if you people are sincere enough, you have done the rote learning, or you have done certain practices, everything, you might get a chance. But then, even after getting a chance, if you have not strategized your preparation from the beginning, that what you would be doing in your exam day, you might not clear it. Okay, so instead of just learning the facts and grabbing and understanding and believing whatsoever out there going on outside in the market or otherwise, start questioning yourself, start seeing yourself that how you have to prepare. So you need to focus on conceptual clarity and most of the focus on writing. How you people have to write your answers. Syllabus will complete because you will see that sociology has the very very crispy syllabus. It is not very lengthy. So this is what I wanted to explain, that whensoever you people are choosing any option, not only sociology, after reading the syllabus, if you are seeing the PYQs, do remember that you are only going to have some basic understanding. You have not read it, you have not studied it. So don't make your whatsoever decisions just like that. And every optional requires in-depth clarity, in-depth understanding on that subject. I hope you like my insights. Thank you.